Welcome back to The Explainer. Today, we are unpacking something super fascinating. We're decoding the structural realignment of Neogen Chemicals. We're looking at a company undergoing a massive, high-stakes transformation, literally shifting from a niche specialty chemical maker to a critical player in the global battery materials sector. Now, before we get into the heavy numbers, just a quick reminder that this explainer is strictly for educational purposes. It's not a direct buy or sell recommendation, so definitely always consult a financial advisor. Investing carries inherent risks, and doing your own due diligence is absolutely crucial. All right, so here's the core financial mystery we're unraveling today. How exactly does a company with compressing margins and piling up high debt suddenly become a surging stock market darling? It seems completely counterintuitive, doesn't it? I mean, on paper, the trailing numbers look highly stressed, and yet the market is incredibly bullish. Here is our roadmap to solve this puzzle. 1. India's specialty chemical boom. 2. Neogen's strategic battery pivot. 3. Decoding the financial paradox. 4. Market momentum and valuation. And finally, number 5. Risks, rewards, and the future. Let's jump right into Section 1, India's specialty chemical boom, and the macro tailwinds driving growth. You know, this global China Plus One sourcing strategy isn't just a buzzword. It is fundamentally lifting the entire domestic chemical ecosystem right now. India's specialty chemicals market is actually projected to hit a massive $67 billion by 2025. And meanwhile, high-value subsegments like CDMO, which is where companies outsource their really complex chemical manufacturing, they're expanding at a blistering 12% to 18% annually. This is the incredibly fertile ground that Neogen is operating in. So as it stands today, Neogen's bread and butter relies heavily on organic chemicals for the pharmaceutical industry. We're talking an impressive 79% of their revenue coming from organic sources, with 65% tied directly to pharma. It is a rock-solid foundation that they've built over decades of operational excellence. Which brings us to Section 2, Neogen's strategic battery pivot, moving from legacy to lithium. If you trace their history, you'll see a company methodically climbing the value chain. Starting way back in 1989, pioneered by an IIT Bombay alumnus who was a real trailblazer in Indian bromine chemistry, they grew steadily. They acquired Solaris Chemtech in 2016, executed a super successful IPO in 2019, and then, here's the kicker, made a massive leap in 2023 by acquiring Chem from Livent. That move brought highly specialized organolithium capabilities totally in-house. And this evolution has built a seriously impressive physical footprint. We're talking 192 acres across 5 specialized facilities. To put that into perspective, they've scaled their organic reactor capacity to a staggering 422,000 liters. By mastering incredibly difficult processes like low-temperature organolithium reactions, they have essentially built the ultimate launchpad for their next massive growth phase. Okay, moving to Section 3, decoding the financial paradox, the high debt and falling margins. Now, this is the crucial part. It's all about understanding the timeline mismatch between two totally distinct cycles. See, they're paying heavily for massive factories right now, but the operational profits simply won't show up until those plants officially open. From FY14 to FY22, they were highly capital efficient, but from FY23 to FY26, we're looking at extreme capital intensity, rising interest costs, and heavy front-ended depreciation that's really weighing down their profit and loss statement. This massive capital deployment phase has, for the short term, absolutely decimated their return ratios. Because they're leveraging the balance sheet to support this delayed gratification, their consolidated total debt swelled to 1,330 crore rupees in FY26. With all that capital employed, but not yet generating commercial revenue, return on capital employed has plummeted down to 6.46%, and return on equity has dropped to just 3.58%. So where on earth is all this money actually going? Well, management is strategically rebuilding the fire-damaged Dahej plant. But more importantly, they are constructing a massive 65-acre greenfield battery materials site in Pakhajan. Both are set for commercialization in FY27. They've raised significant equity capital to fund this. But look, until these plants actually start pumping out battery electrolytes, the financials are naturally going to look pretty stretched. That perfectly sets up Section 4, Market Momentum and Valuation, and how the market is pricing in the future. Check this out. A shocking trailing P/E ratio of over 207.
Now, if a casual investor screens for stocks, a 207 PE usually screams overvalued bubble, right? But context is literally everything here. That number is heavily inflated precisely because trailing earnings are currently artificially depressed by the massive front-ended depreciation from those new battery factories. When you compare Neogen's valuation against sector giants, it becomes incredibly clear what's happening. Investors are happily paying a massive premium today, strictly for the anticipated future commercialization of those EV battery assets. While peers like Pitalite and Novin Fluorine trade in the 60s, Neogen's forward-looking capacity expansion is already being aggressively priced in by the smart money. And the technical charts? They absolutely back up this future-focused narrative. The stock recently triggered a 7% upward price adjustment right after a key triangular consolidation breakout. Basically, the market is voting with its wallet, pushing the price well above historical moving averages. These robust technical indicators loudly signal sustained institutional accumulation. The stock is in a classic Weinstein Stage 2 advancing phase, meaning it's in a strong, confirmed macro uptrend, and it hits a perfect 8 out of 8 on the Minervini SUPA audit. Simply put, the smart money completely believes the worst of the balance sheet pain is firmly in the rearview mirror. Finally, Section 5, Risks, Rewards, and the Future. Let's get to the verdict. Management is not playing small here. They have laid out a wildly aggressive roadmap. They're aiming for up to 4,200 crore rupees in revenue by FY29. That requires a massive jump from around 950 crore in FY27 to potentially over 4,000 crore just 2 years later. And honestly, this is exactly why the stock commands such a premium today. Investors are paying upfront for this explosive incoming gigafactory scale. Ultimately, though, the entire investment case hinges on their technological first-mover advantage paying off flawlessly, long before that heavy debt burden becomes unmanageable. On the reward side, they're the only Indian company with an exclusive Japanese technology license from UICE, which drastically cuts down approval times with global EV cell makers. But the risk? It's clear. Any execution delays at that Pakhajan site could severely stretch their already leveraged balance sheet way beyond its comfort zone. So look, Neogen has undeniably navigated past the absolute peak of its balance sheet pressure. Now, they are squarely positioned as a critical, high-barrier supplier for India's massive electric vehicle revolution. They are literally bridging the gap between legacy chemical manufacturing and the high-tech energy storage solutions of tomorrow. It's a massive, highly leveraged bet on the future of energy. The big question is, will their technological first-mover advantage allow them to conquer the EV revolution, or will the crushing weight of their current debt catch up to them before the batteries are even fully charged? Let us know what you think. Drop a comment on which complex company you want us to demystify next time. Keep learning, keep questioning, and I'll catch you in the next explainer.